within the appeal court level, at the appeal court level, where the appeal court gives one judgment here and gives this, about the same matter that has to do with card reader, and gives a different judgment in another state. How would that play out in correcting these errors we keep talking about in the democracy? Because that's where we are right now.
Yes, you know, that issue of the card reader had created its own problems, and that was because from day one, it was not properly dealt with, even in the National Assembly. Do you understand? Now, the card reader does not constitute a ground. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't constitute a ground to nullify an election.
Yeah.
What a card reader does is that the card reader helps you, if you are dealing with a ground, to either strengthen your case. That is what the card reader does. It does not. It isn't a fundamental. It isn't a ground, you know, to nullify an election. It does not. It's not a ground in the Electoral Act.
Okay.
So that is the problem. Now, it is a mere directive, and the directive was put in place by INEC in lieu of their powers.
By the Constitution.
By the Constitution. So now, what is now going on is, like I said, this is an evolving system. So people are learning. Decisions are given until, like now, like I said, the Supreme Court has now come up with its own, position. Because, again, you find a whole lot of things happen in the public domain which do not reflect what happens in court. In quite a number of, cases now, for example, you find the judiciary has really gone, a long way to assuage this concept of justice, equity, because these are the major pillars of democracy, and I would want to use the example of my own state, Abia State, where the Court of Appeal in a well-considered judgment. I'm not, why I'm saying this is I'm not, without prejudice to whatever is happening at the Supreme Court, and I don't intend to go into what is going on there now, but I'm just talking about that judgment, a well-considered judgment, because you see, when you talk about cases, when you talk about decisions given, what the judge decides on is what is before the judge. And one thing I discovered, if you're a practicing lawyer, is 3/4 of what people talk about outside is not what is before the judge. True. 3/4 of what you read about in the newspapers, what you hear people say, that when they went to court, this is what they said. Never said. It is not on record. It is what the judge sees. It is what the judge hears. That is what the judge acts on. Even at the Supreme Court now, the Supreme Court is not going to go shopping for evidence. It's not going to go shopping for new facts. It is what is on record.
So if the judge has some evidence before him,
yes,
what if that evidence he has does not tally, using your state, since you are the one that raised your state, using your state as an example, what if it doesn't tally with the desires of the people?
Well, that is the paradox,
social justice,
of justice. Do you understand? Yeah, you understand me. That is just the paradox of justice.
This is now weighing the power of the judiciary against the democratic power of the people.
Yes, sometimes it won't tally, because you remember, justice is not a one-way lane. It's not a one-way street. It goes 3 ways. There's justice for the state. There's justice for the other parties. There's justice for you. You understand? And so it has to be in a balance. And what is more compelling is what would apply. Do you understand?
Please, let me. I know
we've got to manage our time, Ezekiel. I'm sorry, but I need to quickly ask this question before we round up, which we're about to do right now. Yes. The president has turned the searchlight to judges, and he has said that anyone who is found to be corrupt is going to face the music.
Yeah.
I would like your comment on that.
That doesn't really need any comment, because it's a statement of fact. It's an expected statement. Anybody who's found wanting should face the music.
Do you think that any who are wanting?
I'll tell you where my concern is. When you talk in terms of justice, you are talking in terms of openness, transparency, fairness. What Nigerians want is not a situation where there's a room and you wear this night vision, what you can see. So you get into the room, you can see that this man is holding 5, this one is holding 10, this one is holding 15. Then because you were in night vision, you can see the 3 people and you pick this person out. He's just 5. But you pick him out and bring it to the rest of us and we see him holding 5. Okay, we have no idea of what's going on. What we want is a situation where the light in that room is turned on.
You don't need night goggles.
No, we don't need night vision. Let there be transparency. Let there be openness. Let the whole country see the 3 people and what they are holding. What Nigeria wants is a situation where the light has come. We want that light. We want that openness. We want that transparency. That's why a new party is coming, the Young Democratic Party, with the byline, the light has come. And what we want... No, I'll tell you this.
We're going to give you an invoice for that.
I need that invoice because the time has come when justice must be seen by all Nigerians the way it is to have been done. Then would have started a process of recreating the new Nigeria of our dreams.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because, what he says really, tallies with what we also think. Because...
Who's we?
We, I'm a stakeholder,
The lawyers?
Lawyers, I'm a stakeholder also.
The MBA?
As an Abia.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a stakeholder there. When you see justice happen, nobody needs to tell you that justice has happened. Just for courts, do you understand? Because I remember the day the Court of Appeal gave that judgment in Abia State, it was, you could touch it. You could touch the joy. It was spontaneous. Indeed, I never believed in those things before. I always thought some of these things were teleguided. But you could see spontaneous joy, that there was a breath of fresh air that was coming, not the kind of fresh air that we had of before. I mean, I'm talking of a new thing was about to happen, which had not happened to us since 1999. Since 1999.
Okay, well, in closing now, I would like to take your last words on the judiciary in Nigeria's democracy.
Well, like I said before, I think the judiciary is really doing very well. I think
of course you would say that.
No, I'm not. No, I think they've really done well considering the prevailing environment. And I think that is really, they've really done well. I think they've...
Okay. In my understanding, issues lead to the judiciary. Let us address the issues that lead to the judiciary so that what comes finally to them be things that could not have been otherwise considered. We know of areas where they finish elections and there are very few cases. America, we keep saying America has been there for 200 years. I agree. But for goodness sake, we can buy certain things. Let our processes leading to elections be open. Let them be transparent. Let them be such that you can see the result yourself. Let's go full electronic voting. It will help a lot. And let it be transparently done. Let the judiciary not be tied to the apron string of any administration. Let them be Nigeria. Let INEC be Nigeria. Let APC be, let PDP be, let YDP be, let Labour Party be, no problem. But let there be Nigeria Judiciary, Nigeria INEC. When these people come and you don't go to a state and they say, now we are in the center, we are going to get justice. That should annoy Mr. President. It's not now that we are in the center. It's now that we are right. The president has come to put us in the right way. I pray for him. I support him. as a party, we completely agree with his fight against corruption and will give him more support than he can expect. At the same time, let him frown openly at anybody, any state, any people that would want to say, because we are in the center, because that now makes him to appear as being partisan before the people in such states.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I was going to read this tweet, but my producer is screaming. Let me just read out this tweet real quick. It says here, lawyers are legal advisors to their clients. Can't they tell their clients the truth on cases that can fly so they don't spend?
But he dealt with this issue in the course of the program.
But I've said it clearly.
Yes,
we do.
Yes, but you can't force your client to take your advice. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We have been chatting with the legal practitioner, Mr. Ezenwa Iraganachi, as well as the national chairman of the Youth Democratic Party. Young Democratic Party. Young man Ezekiel Inya Eto.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you very much for coming here to share your insights with us. Sunrise will be right back in just a moment.